What is good, YouTube? Don't forget to smash the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. First of all, I just want to thank those that are subscribed to me. I've reached 500 subscribers. I really appreciate the support. Without further ado, let's get on to today's video where we're going to reveal the best SMGs within Cold War, actually ranking them from worst to best and letting you know some information in regards to base weapon stats and the best attachments to use on the gun. Let's get straight into the video. In last place, we do have the Milano. Now, I do believe in the alpha beta stages of Cold War, the gun was an absolute beast. Correct me please if I'm wrong, but this gun I just don't really enjoy it at all. So it doesn't have the fastest fire rate for an SMG, and to me it is literally a hit marker machine. On screen now, what you're going to be able to see are the base weapon stats of the Milano and what damage it does from different ranges. But what we're doing now is to reveal the best attachments to run on the gun if you rate the gun higher than me or you're trying to get it in gold or diamond. For the muzzle, go with the infantry compensator. Fact being, we're going to get 12% vertical recoil control of the weapon. We are going to be decreased by 8% with our horizontal, but not to worry, there are other attachments that will counteract for this. 10.6 task force, which is going to increase the damage of the weapon by 5%, giving us effective damage range by 50%, and also extending our bullet velocity, meaning our bullets are going to travel faster. This is definitely something you want on almost every SMG, as it's going to ensure you get those kills. We are impacted with our horizontal and recoil control pattern of the weapon. However, the next attachment is going to counteract for that. Field agent grip, which is going to give us assistance with vertical recoil control of the weapon as well as our horizontal. The only impact here is that our shooting movement speed is decreased by 30%. Magazine as the fast round mag, for the fact being this is going to give us faster reloading times and it will not impact any of our ADS time. And for the last attachment, go with the airborne elastic wrap, giving us faster ADS speeds, flinch resistance up to 90%, meaning if we are in combat we're going to be able to maintain our accuracy. Also, you're going to be able to aim whilst going in prone, so if you're a drop shotter, this is good for you. At number 7, I'm going to go with the KSP. Now, I've got to say, I really do love this gun, and actually, believe it or not, it is the SMG that actually gives you the fastest time to kill. So to play with this gun, I do admit you do have to have skill, as it is a free burst SMG, so it's not your average SMG. It's what I like to call high risk, high reward. If you do hit your shots to perfection where it's only a free burst gun, you will be demolishing your opponents. However, if you do miss, it's most likely going to result in your death. To use this gun, you do need a very fast trigger finger. What I will say is, if you are using this weapon, look to aim your shots potentially at the upper chest towards the head if possible, for a quick death to your opponents. For your muzzle, the Micro Effect LED. Agency suppressor, giving us a muzzle flash concealment up to 100% and assistance with vertical recoil, however impacting our effective damage range. 10.5 task force, increasing the damage of the weapon, effective damage range as well as bullet velocity, meaning our bullets are going to travel much faster. SOF target designator, giving us 60% revealed distance while aiming down sight. Field agent foregrip, giving us that assistance with vertical and horizontal recoil. For the magazine, go with the first option, which is the 42 round mag. This is going to decrease our reloading quickness by 10%. However, it's going to give us more ammo in the chamber. I wouldn't really go with any other option because they are going to decrease your ADS time. Airborne elastic wrap, increasing the ADS speed, giving us flinch resistance up to 90%, meaning we're going to be able to maintain our accuracy when in a gunfight, and also you'll be able to aim whilst going in prone. And the Raider stock to increase our sprint to fire time and our aim walking movement speed. At number 6, I might even get some hate for this, but again, this is just my opinion, but it's going to be the MAX-10. So for me in Warzone, the gun is absolutely amazing, but within Cold War, ever since the start, I've never really been able to get on with the gun. It does have the fastest firing rate of an SMG. However, at distance, I found out that the recoil sometimes can actually be quite hard to control. For this gun, really, you do need to be up close and personal, so point blank kills for this weapon should be fairly easy if you are looking to complete the challenge. So for the MAX-10, it actually does give you the lowest bullet velocity compared to other SMGs. So what bullet velocity is you really need a high bullet velocity on your weapon. So basically what it means is your bullets are going to travel faster, and obviously if it's an SMG, you want as high as possible on this because you want to make sure you get those kills. I would say this class here is more for those that are going to get up close and personal. If you're looking to do fights sort of at a distance, obviously it's an SMG, I would definitely rule this gun out. The muzzle, use the SOCOM eliminator, which is going to give you muzzle flash concealment and vertical recoil control of the weapon. For your barrel, go with the 5.3 Ranger. So what this is going to do is give us that 100% bullet velocity, meaning your bullets are going to travel much faster, hopefully resulting in more deaths to your enemies. Underbarrel, go with the foregrip. This is now going to give you some assistance with vertical and horizontal recoil control of the weapon. For your magazine, go with the 43 round speed mag. It does affect your ADS speed, however, the firing rate on this gun is very fast, so you're gonna need a lot of ammo in the chamber. And last but not least, I would go with the airborne elastic wrap, which is going to increase the ADS speed, give you flinch resistance, and you'll also be able to aim whilst going in prone. Coming in at number 5, we do have the new DLC weapon, which is the PPSH. So the PPSH actually has the second fastest firing rate for an SMG this year in Cold War, coming in at 909 rounds per minute. So for the base weapon stats of the PPSH, so it actually does have the lowest bullet velocity out of the SMGs. So when you are playing with this weapon, again, as you probably should with most other weapons, but you really do need to aim for headshots. Otherwise, I've really found out with this gun, it is quite a hit marking machine, but if you do hit your shots at the upper chest or in the head with up to 25 meters, most of the time they will die instantly. So if you hit your headshots, this gun is going to be amazing for you. So for this PPSH, I'm running 8 attachments, so you can use the Microflex LED, the KGB Eliminator, 14.9 Reinforced Heavy, KGB Target Designator, the Foregrip, the Vandal Speed Loader, the GRU Elastic Wrap, and last but not least, the Raider Stock. At number 4, we do have the MP5, a fan favourite in Modern Warfare and Warzone. So the MP5 in Cold War is the 3rd fastest firing of an SMG, coming in at 857 rounds per minute. With the base weapon stats and the bullet velocity of this weapon, so it does come in at 250 milliseconds. Some out there even might rate this higher, maybe 4th, maybe even 5th, but I think that this actually does sit comfortably as to where it is. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So with this weapon, I've also found out that there is hardly any vertical recoil on the weapon, and it actually does perform good at a distance and does do a lot of damage and is fairly easy to control. For the muzzle, go with the sound suppressor, for the fact being you're not going to show up on the minimap when firing your weapon. It does decrease our effective damage range, however there are other attachments that will counteract for this. For the barrel, use the 9.5 Reinforced Heavy. This is going to increase the effective damage range of the weapon, plus giving our weapon bullet velocity plus 80%. For the underbarrel, I would go with the last option, which is going to increase your sprinting movement speed and also give assistance with horizontal recoil control of the weapon. For the magazine, go with the first option, which is the 40 round drum. It doesn't affect your ADS speed, however does affect your reloading speed. And last but not least, I would go with the airborne elastic wrap. It will increase your ADS time, you'll get flinch resistance by 90%, and you'll also be able to aim whilst going in prone. At number 3, we're going to go with the Bullfrog. Now, I know this gun was in Modern Warfare last year, and if I'm totally honest, I was not the biggest fan of it. This year, different ball game. I absolutely love it. So the Bullfrog has a firing rate of 750 rounds per minute, with the base stats of the weapon's bullet velocity coming in at 250 milliseconds. So what I do like with this weapon is it actually does have a larger magazine, which is also very helpful, coming in with a standard 50 rounds. So you can add additional magazines if you want. However, I believe that 50 is enough. However, you can do it if you want. The gun virtually has no recoil with these attachments. It's an absolute monster, and it does do a lot of damage to your opponent. So the attachments you're going to want to use are as follows. 6.7 VDV reinforced, giving you effective damage range by 18% and extending our bullet velocity by 80%. For the body, I would go with the KGB Target Designator. This is actually giving you revealed distance up to 60%. It's actually quite good when you use it. It's easier to spot enemies. For the underbarrel, I would go with the Spetsnaz grip, for the fact being you're going to get assistance with vertical and horizontal recoil control of the weapon. For the handle, go with the GRU Elastic Wrap, which is going to increase our ADS speed by 30%, giving us flinch resistance. You'll also be able to aim whilst going in prone. And last but not least, go with the KGB Skeletal Stock, which is going to increase your sprint to fire time by 30% and your aim walking movement speed by 10%. At number 2, we do have the throwback, which is the AK-74U. This gun is one of my favourites throughout the Call of Duty franchise. It is an absolute machine. The gun did recently have some nerfs done to it, which has made it less overpowered, but don't be fooled by this. This gun will still melt your enemies and have them raging. The gun is very easy to control and is both deadly at a range and up close and personal. The firing rate of the weapon is coming in at 697 rounds per minute, with the base weapon stats of the weapon's bullet velocity coming in at 383 milliseconds, which is actually the second fastest out of all of the SMGs. So the attachments you're going to want to use are as follows: 9.3 VDV reinforced, giving you extended damage range and extended bullet velocity. Underbarrel as the Spetsnaz grip, giving you assistance with vertical and horizontal recoil control of the weapon. Magazine, I would go with the Spetsnaz 50 round drum. You do have an impact with your reloading speed and reduce ADS times. However, with this gun, you don't really notice it too much. For the handle, I would go with the speed tape. So what this is going to do is increase your ADS speed. And last but not least, go with the KGB skeletal stock, which is going to increase your sprint to fire time and your aim walking movement speed. At number 1, numero uno is the most overpowered, most used and abused best SMG, the LC10. With the fire rate doing 800 rounds per minute, and it actually does have the best bullet velocity in regards to base stats out of all the SMGs this year, coming in at 410 milliseconds. So the gun is an absolute beast, no joke. I'm fairly surprised this weapon hasn't had a huge nerf. I do know they've done a slight nerf to it, but the gun is still overpowered. The damage this gun causes to your opponents as well is no joke. So coming in with very little recoil and very easy to control. You can also use this gun at long ranges, and if I'm honest, it doesn't really feel like an SMG, but it is an SMG. The range it has on this weapon is an absolute joke. So the following attachments you're going to want to use are 13.2 rifle, which is going to increase the damage range by 25%. However, what you could also do as well, because the gun does have very good damage, is you could use the 14.5 Ranger, which is going to give your weapon 100% bullet velocity, which means basically this gun is an absolute machine, but that's between you. For the underbarrel, I would go with the Field Agent grip. So this is going to give you the assistance with vertical and horizontal recoil control of the weapon. Very easy to control, hardly any recoil on this weapon. For the magazine, go with the 45 round mags. For the fact being the only downside is that your reloading quickness is impacted and you do get more ammo. For your handle, go with the airborne elastic wrap, which is going to increase your ADS speed, give you flinch resistance, meaning if you are being shot, you're going to be able to maintain accuracy, and you can also aim whilst going in prone. And last but not least, go with the Raider stock, which is going to increase your sprint to fire time and your aim walking movement speed. And that's all for today's video, people. Let me know down below in the comment section, do you agree with the placement of these weapons? What would you change? Even if you agree, let me know down below, and also do the class setups work for you? I hope you're all well and keeping safe. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, peace.